Hi and welcome to class. Thanks for joining me. In today's class, we're going to do a well-rounded flow that focuses on, at the end, some core work and upper body strengthening. Let's begin. Rest your hands on your thighs with the palms facing up. Close your eyes and go inward. Let all the air out through your nose. Let your lungs fully deflate. And take 3 conscious breaths, slowing down the breath, 6 seconds in and 6 seconds out. See if you can pause at the end of the breath. Then open your eyes, keeping your focus inward, and come into your first child's pose. In this child's pose, let's bring knees together and stretch the arms back at the side. Come up on the hands and knees for cat-cow. Exhale to round your spine. Inhale 6 seconds in to go into extension. Pause at the end, see if you can stretch a little bit deeper. And exhale for 6 seconds out to round the spine fully. And pause at the end, see if you can spread and open a little bit more before you breathe in. One more round. Then find neutral spine. Curl your toes, lift your hips, and stretch back into your first downward facing dog. Inhale, shift into plank pose. Push the floor away. Lift your ribcage away from the ground. Instead of letting yourself sink into your shoulders, push the floor away. Elevate your front body away from the ground. So resist gravity. Turn on your glutes, squeeze your legs, firm the legs, and stretch back through your inner feet as you lengthen through the front of the spine. Keep the lift to the front. Squeeze leg muscles, breathe through your nose, building heat here in the body. Then reach yourself back into downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Bend the knees a bit and let your head drop. Roll yourself up. Spread the arms, turn the palms up, reach up. As you reach your hips down to your heels, groins back and down. Spread your arms and, like a swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway, push down through the 4 corners of your feet as you lengthen. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, glide forward, plank position. Lower down slowly to elbow height. Knees down or legs straight, your call. Keep your ribs in, belly in. Press back up into plank position. Lower slowly all the way down onto your belly. And as you engage your legs, lift your hands up an inch. Reach arms forward into the Y position, turn the thumbs up. Lift away from the ground. Reach the buttocks down. Pull back into the W. Reach the arms straight back. Now lower your chest to the ground. See how high you can lift the hands away from the ground. Slide the hands next to the side ribs with the hands reversed. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to cobra. And hold for 3, 2, and 1. Lower yourself down. Turn the hands around. Press up into plank pose. Hold in your plank. Take your feet the width of your mat. And without your hips twisting right or left, bring your right hand to your left shoulder or chest. Push the floor away. Change, left hand to your right chest. Try not to twist open. Both hands down. Bring the feet just a hair closer. As you push the ground away, stretch back and bring your right hand to your left ankle or shin. Inhale, come back. Exhale, left hand to right ankle or shin. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, stretch back, right hand to left. Inhale, forward. Exhale, change sides. Inhale, come forward, step your right foot. Adjust your stance, and inhale, come up into crescent lunge. Drop your back knee down, twist open to your right. Hold here, or to make it a little more challenging, hover the back knee off the ground. Then inhale into reverse crescent. Exhale, left hand down to the mat. Back knee up if it was down. Turn onto the outside edges of your feet and lift your bottom hip as you reach your right arm overhead. Hold here, or step your right foot back into full side plank position. And slowly come into plank pose. Stretch back into dog. Step your left foot up. Inhale, come up into crescent lunge. Bend your back knee. Twist open to your left. You can set the knee all the way down, or you can keep working with the knee up. Then reverse crescent, turn your right palm up and reach. Put your right hand down onto the inside of your foot. Lift your back knee up. And spin onto the outside edges of your feet. As you lift your bottom hip, reach your left arm over. Hold here, or step your left foot back into side plank. Then slowly with control, come back into plank pose. Take a vinyasa, or just stretch right back into down dog. Shift into plank pose. Come into plank on your forearms. Roll into the outside edge of your right foot and take your left arm up. Lower your left elbow down. Change sides. Bring your right elbow down and walk into down dog on your elbows. Push the floor away. Pretend like someone's got their knee in your upper back so you don't round in your upper back, but then lift up your middle and lift your hips. To make it more challenging, raise your left leg. Change legs. Lower that leg. Hold here for 5 more breaths, or you can drop into child's pose early if you like. Then make your way into child's or down dog if you just want to keep working right from the forearm down dog. You can lift right up into regular down dog. Step or jump to the front. And squat down for crane pose, bakasana. Before you go into crow, take a minute to sink into the floor of your squat. And then see if you can rock yourself in and pick up. Watch out for the stairs. When you're finished balancing in bakasana, come into your squat. And with your right hand, take your left ankle, turn your belly and twist open. Reach your left arm up. Change sides. Release that. Lift your hips up. Drop your head down. Roll yourself up. And bring your knuckles together behind your back. Roll your collarbones open. Step your left foot back about 3.5, maybe 4 feet. And as you inhale, open up your chest. Lift your heart. As you exhale, fold forward out over your right leg. Press through your inner right foot and lift your right outer hip crease up and back. Then interlock your hands and reach your knuckles up and over. Or if you're a little limited in your shoulder extension, you can use a strap or a towel. Press down into your feet and inhale, come back up to stand. Then lean halfway out with a flat back. You can hold here for 5 breaths, working on straight legs, strong core, long spine, or take it up to balance if your balance is good. If you're somewhere in between, you could bring your fingertips onto a block or hands onto a chair. What we want is the waist to be level to the floor and the legs to be long and strong. So you can modify however you need to find that. Remember, when you're practicing these poses, you want to train good habits. So prop however you need to train the body the proper pose. Now without your foot touching, come up to stand, bring your knee up. Raise your arms up and then stretch the legs straight out in front of you. Lift up your outer armpits. Lift up the back sides of your waist. Then cross your left knee up and over your right. Cross your left elbow under your right for eagle pose. Uncross, stand in mountain. Bring your weight over into your left leg now. Slide your right heel up onto your left thigh. Now bring your palms together. Interlock your fingers, right index finger on top. Turn the palms inside out. Reach forward, but as you reach forward, connect the rib cage to the pelvis so that your ribs don't go forward. Reach the buttocks down as you raise your arms up. Notice that as the arms go up, the ribs want to tip up. Imagine you had an extra hand here to keep your core connected. Breathe into all four sides of your rib cage. Bring the arms back down. Stand Samastiti. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, step back to dog. Inhale, upward facing dog or plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, upward facing dog or plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, step or jump to the top. Inhale, get length. And fold. Roll yourself up. Bring your hands behind your back. Step your right foot back. Inhale, lift your chest. Back bend your upper back. Exhale, fold forward out over your leg. Stretch down into your left foot evenly as you lift your left outer hip crease up and back. Roll your right side belly towards your left thigh. Then clasp your hands and reach your knuckles up and over. Press into your feet and inhale, come back up. Then tip from your pelvis and go forward halfway. Pause. Hold there for 5 breaths. Take it up to balance. Or you can use something under your hands, whatever you did on the last side. Work the back leg strong, spine long. Come up to stand without your foot touching. Bring the knee up. Arms up. Stretch your leg forward. Now bend your left knee and wrap your right leg over. Cross your right elbow under for eagle. Uncross and stand. Ground through your right heel as you bring your left heel up. Interlock fingers, left index finger on top, raise your arms up. Good. Bring your arms down, leg down. Fold forward. Come into your deep squat. And then from your deep squat, drop your butt to the ground. And lower down onto your back. Now tuck yourself in and reach your legs forward, keeping your lower back stamped down into the ground. And then come back up. Lower down, reach the legs forward, keeping your lower back stamped. Come back up to the starting position. Back down. Roll lower back stamps down. Reach legs forward. Come up. Roll down. Come up. Roll down. 4 more times. Make it more challenging by reaching the arms over. And you can keep the arms up the whole time to make it super challenging. Then hug your knees into your chest. Knees to armpits. We're going to do that one more time. Tuck yourself in, lower back down. Reach legs forward, keeping the lower back rolled down, even if you have to lift them up high. And then come up. Roll the lower back down as the legs go out. Come up. 5 more. And then come to a kneeling position. If kneeling bothers your knees, sit with your feet in front of you and take reverse plank. Or from a kneeling position, walk the hands back. Whichever one you're doing, scoop the buttocks under, engage the buttocks towards the backs of the knees, and lift your hips up. Roll the buttocks down so you put a stretch in your quads and in your hip flexors. And then start to contract your back muscles. Move the shoulder blades in and down towards your hips. Keep a little bit of a chin tuck so you can lengthen your neck. Then lower your buns back down. Okay, now we're going to do that shoulder mobility thing that I talked about. You could do it from a kneeling position, a seated position. You could sit on a chair, whatever feels most comfortable. But when your arms are down, there's an instruction to draw the shoulder blades in and down. But your shoulder blades should move with your arms. So as your arm goes up, your shoulder blade's going to go out to the side and up with your arm. Think of it hinging from right here, moving out to the side and up. And as the ribs go down, you can elevate the shoulder blade as this part stays hinged in its spot. So let's practice. Take your arms. I'll kind of show you a little bit of a back angle so you can see what's happening with the blades. But we're going to try to keep the ribs in and down as we do this. So take your arms straight out in front of you and lift your arms up. Now if you have really, really tight pecs, shoulders, you might just work on stretching right here as you reach the hips down. If you have the ability to go a little wider and take the arms back behind you, everything feels okay on your shoulder joint. Now I'm letting the shoulder blades come in and down as the arms go back, just like we practiced. And then as the arms go up and over, the shoulder blades are going to follow the arms and then they'll lift up. Bring the arms forward again. And we're just going to do that 3 more times. Reach the sit bone straight down. Keep the rib cage in so your rib cage isn't moving forward to accommodate the arms. Keep the neck free. And if it feels too gnarly, take the arms behind you, just working on the static stretch, holding the arms up overhead. Last one if you're doing the dynamic stretch with me. So you can do that with a broomstick, with a towel, but I really like the elastic band because I feel like it has give when I need to take the arms back. I need to go a little bit wider. So you can also slide the hands on whatever you're working with, but the elastic band is nice. All right, so following along that theme of being able to keep the rib cage still and move the shoulder blade along a still rib cage, we're going to practice pushing into the hand and pushing the floor away without the rib cage moving with the arm for our handstand. Do you think this thing will hold me? Okay, so we're going to start with floor lifts. So it's a real basic position, keeping your core. So think of that same core work from when you're on your back, moving your legs. Push your hands into the ground. If the hands are right next to the knees, it's going to make it harder. It's easier if you go a little forward. I'm going to go to this, I'm going to try the hard spot first. We'll see what it's like. So I push the floor down, push down with me, and then scoop up in your core. Keep your toes pointed back and lift your hips up as high as you can. Push the floor away, and then lower yourself with control. Push down. Let's try this 40 more times. Just kidding, 4 more. Lift up, pull your hips up, and down. 2 more. Pull up from your core. It's not so much arms. Back down. Last one. Now to make it more challenging, lift one leg up. And then change. And release. You can lie over a bolster, a ball, one of those Swiss balls. You can lie back over that and stretch. Or you can give yourself a little bit of a lift away from the ground by lying over a bolster or some blocks. And then you could see if you can push up, because half the battle is being able to push up from flat off the ground. If you lack the mobility for the shoulders and hips, that might be difficult. But if you give yourself a little cheat with the bolster or blocks, it can just help you a little bit. You could try, even if you can't lift up much, even if you only got a tiny lift, that's fine. And then come back down. Now, if you can't do none of that, you're just going to do a bridge. You don't need the lift. The lift's in the way if you're just doing the bridge with your hips up. So one more time, do a bridge or any form of urdhva. Even if you're just right here, hands in position, butt tucked, opening front of the hips, that's fine. You can come up and hover an inch up off your head if you got the arm strength to, whichever you got. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. And then lie flat. Let's twist it out now. Roll onto your right side. Hi. Roll onto your right side. Take your palms together and then take your left arm, slide it up and overhead, keeping your left knee down, and open up. Turn the left thumb towards the ground. Let this left knee drop down. So I'm at an angle here, probably like a 45-degree angle. The arm isn't straight overhead. It isn't straight out to the side. And then drop the arm out to that 90-degree angle so it's more in line with the shoulder now. And then bring the arm back up and over. And we'll change sides. Now I'll show you from the back so you can see what I'm talking about with the arm angle if you weren't sure. Okay, so slide the right arm up overhead. And instead of taking it straight overhead, you take it just past a little bit and hold there. And turn the thumb to the ground instead of the thumb turning back towards your head. Focus on the exhalation to relax. And then take the arm past that to the 90 degrees. If you had more time after this, you could do another round of those banded shoulder up and overs to see the range that you acquired. And that's a great way to lock in the flexibility that you created. Because just having static flexibility is kind of pointless unless you can use the range, unless you can control yourself through the range. So we want to, as we acquire more range, we want to be able to strengthen through that range so that we have strength and mobility. Roll yourself back. And then come into the pigeon. If single leg pigeon isn't a good one for you, then you can lie on your back and do ankle to knee pose or whatever else you want to do at this point. Ollie does not like it when someone pulls up. You guarding the house? Good boy. Change sides. Then upright yourself and sit over onto the front leg hip. Bring the back leg around. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Inhale your arms up. And exhale, stretch forward. Then lie on your back for Shavasana, corpse pose. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for class today. If you'd like to finish with a 5-minute guided Shavasana, then you can click this link over here. If you'd like to finish with a 5-minute silent Shavasana, you can click this link here. Shavasana is the most important part of your practice, so I recommend that you finish with that. I'll see you next time.